Hello, friends. It's the Cinemondo podcast with Kathy and me talking about movies and trailers. We got a big one coming up, right? Is this like a big
Oh my
one?
God. Retro is finally here. Now, I've been following this because I love Karthik Subbaraj. He's done
Yeah,
Jirgatanda Double X is one of my favorite movies ever.
right.
Jirgatanda is great because both of them are about like filmmaking and love movies. And it
Yeah.
was awesome. Okay, so super excited about this. And Suriya, we have to give a shout out to Suriya because he's an incredible actor and he's also the subject matter
Yeah.
of 2 to 3 of our biggest videos ever on our channel.
Yes. Why is that?
Because he is, call me sir. He was a fantastic scene in Vikram that we just loved, and we reacted to the scene. I just never get tired of it. I want to make a t-shirt out of it. It's amazing. So he is beloved here at this channel.
Yeah.
For many reasons. He's a great actor and he's so pretty, we'll say.
Oh.
So, he's very pretty. And this movie I love because it's Karthik Subbaraj, it's Suriya, and it's retro 90s. So that's kind of fun. I wish it was 70s, but that's sort of like 90s. You know, 90s.
I know 90s is retro now, which is
I know.
kind of weird.
So
people talk about in the 90s anymore. Sometimes I feel like I'm still in the 90s in some ways.
I know. It still feels fresh.
Yeah.
So, but what were you doing in the 90s? Watching tons of movies, right?
Oh yeah.
And so what
working
did you do?
on tons of movies. That was like the heyday of me working on sets, you know, and being like every day.
That's right.
5 a.m. until 300 a.m., you know, working on movies and music videos and advertisements and TV series and short films.
That's right. And I was just in a cushy office working on movie posters all that time.
Yeah. Kicking back with a mimosa, right?
Yes, exactly. Just doing movie posters because it's fun.
While I was working on the glamorous film sets.
I brought it up because you wrote a book about movies.
I did. It's funny they should say that. I just happen to have it laying right
there
you
do?
To me. Yeah.
I have my back there with a candle on it.
Oh, yeah. Now, this is, I mean, it's sort of a labor of love. So I think if anybody likes this podcast or is watching this podcast, you probably like this. It's not just like a verbatim. It's not a transcript. I read something from a friend of mine who said, is it just transcripts of your podcast? I'm like, no, it's not. It's all brand new, all new,
all new. We should make a podcast out of it.
Yeah. And basically what it is it's like I kind of go into the reasons why I like these movies. It's not just like, here's a movie and here's what it's about and here's some stuff about it. It's sort of like my musings on films that I love, that have special meaning for me and kind of important to me. And I try to figure out why they're important and why they're so powerful and why in fact do we love movies to begin with. And the whole idea of like, what is a movie? You know, what's it for?
That's right.
If you were an alien coming from another planet, like, why do these people watch movies? So it's kind of, I mean, I try to get a little bit philosophical, but without being too pretentious or whatever, but it's available on Amazon.
Check it out.
Yeah, I think you might like it.
You might like it. If you like movies, you like this podcast, and you're going to like Burk's book. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay. So are we ready?
All right. And quiet on set. Everybody, hold the work. And
welcome. 10 நிமிஷத்துல மான் கறி பிரியாணி ரெடி. அது வரைக்கும் ஒரு ஷோ ஓட்டியா?
Like that logo.
ஷோ ஓட்டில மாடே.
ஓட்டா. போர் கொடுக்கிற போதை இருக்கு. போய் இந்த ரத்தம் சண்டை போய் திடீர்னு பீஸ் டெமோக்ரஸி எல்லாத்தையும் விட்டுட்டு வீட்டுல உட்காந்துட்டு தின்னுட்டு தூங்கிட்டே இருங்கண்ணா.
சிரிச்சிட்ட எதுவுமே சரியாவலரு.
அடிதடி கட்ட பஞ்சாயத்து ரத்த கலரி ரவுடித்தனம் எல்லாத்தையும் இந்த நொடியோட விடுதேன். ஆனால் இடப்பட்ட எங்க வாழ்க்கை அவளை கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு புத்தராகவும் எனக்கு கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு அரக்கனாகவும் மாத்திருச்சு.
இந்த அடிதடி ரத்தம் எதுவும் என்ன விட்டு போகாது.
நீ நிறைய அளவிச்சிட்ட பாரு.
இவ்வளவுதான்.
எப்போ வருவான்?
சிறப்பான தரமான சம்பவம்லாம் இனி பாப்பீங்கடா.
மனுஷன் எல்லாரும் பல்சையும் பிடிச்சிட்டான். இன்னும் என்னென்ன ஆட்டம் ஆட போறானோ.
நாளை ஊரே கைவிட்டு
தட்டுன பொழந்துரும். தட்டுன பொழந்துருச்சு. தட்டுன பொழந்துரும். தட்டுன பொழந்துருச்சு.
உண்மையான போர் வரணும்னு தான் காத்திருக்கோம். போய் சீக்கிரம் வர சொல்லு அந்த ஒருத்தன்.
He's got the cudgel.
அன்பும் அவனே.
Cudgel.
Daddy's coming down.
Daddy's coming. Music. Okay, I thought that was a very clever trailer. The way they
I like that trailer.
music deep down. I wish they'd slowed down for a second. I would love to have seen a little bit more scene.
Well, that's the point. They want you to want to see a little bit more.
Well, it worked. I want to see.
Yeah.
More. I wish they tried to give them a teeny bit more story with a little less of the bam, 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 bam. But it was still very cool. I love the style. I get why they did it, and I love the music. It's fantastic.
Yeah. I still, like you said, I have really no idea what it's about. There's little hints in there, but yeah, I thought this was one of the better trailers I've seen recently, as far, because I think what you were saying, you were kind of noticing that a lot of the edits were done to the music, which is always, I've done a lot of editing and I always edit to music because I always feel like visuals and music are related very closely in a visceral way, the way you experience it. And we experience things as the human animals that we are. We experience things in this kind of rhythmic way because of our heartbeats and our, whatever cyclical diurnal whatevers. And I think there's something about music that we can't. Why do you always want to go like that with the music? And so when there's editing that matches that kind of beat, the groove gets into a groove. And when visuals do that along with music, it's just so powerful and it works so well, and you just have a good time watching it,
That's right. I mean, I get my idea from this, and I don't really know much about the story yet either, because I like to see these, pretty unheard. But so we know we can try and decipher and see if the trailers and marketing is working. But basically, it seems like he's in a mob. He was a violent guy. He did the business. He met this beautiful woman, Pooja. And then she wants him to give up the bad life. And
she's a Buddha, he's a demon. Yeah.
Exactly. So she wants him to give up all the violence and the nonsense that he's not nonsense, shenanigans, rowdyism and hooliganism.
Yep.
And that's
all
what
the
he
horseplay.
Exactly. He needs to stop this.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's really hard to quit that kind of a business. So he's failing, but also succeeding, because it looks like he's going to take out the bad guys just to get rid of it. So instead of just quitting, because, you don't get to leave. Seems like the mobster is kind of like, no, you're not leaving. Like,
pull you back in. Yeah.
They'll kill you if you try and leave. I mean, you don't have much to, or they'll threaten her, which is always the classic. So he's not going to be able to just walk away. So it's going to be that struggle. The other great thing, I love this, Karthik Subbaraj always has like a cool sense of humor. very clever and sly inside the movies. And it's always really
Yeah.
affectionately based on genre. So,
Yeah.
he builds it like he's doing his mob genre, but he's going to bring in a little bit of humor because we all know the mob. So he's bringing that in, the knowledge we already have, bringing it to
Yeah.
this movie. So I love that. So I'm not sure who the bad guys are, who the good guys are. Of course, we're always in Suriya's corner. We're rooting for him. But I don't think they know exactly who the guy with the bow and arrow is. He looks like a bad guy. And those
Yeah.
guys, a guy laying on the couch with a bunch of dudes around him, definitely a bad guy.
But he has a guitar.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that
He has a sensitive
symbolic of
side.
compassion?
Yeah, exactly. It seems like the guitar's a threat. It's like
Yeah,
he
or maybe
plays
he
a certain
stole it
note.
from somebody he killed.
Oh yeah, that would be good. But I thought, stylistically, I love the color grading. Whenever they
Yeah.
did like that sort of juiced, like a little bit orange, like
Yeah.
it's really great color palette on that. Just loved it. It was
Yeah.
gorgeous.
And
Really.
different types of scenes have slightly different
Yeah,
LUTs, slightly
yeah. The
different lookup
jail stuff
tables,
was a little
and
more subdued.
yeah, and it gives you the feeling of cold, like
Yeah,
uncomfortable, oppressive,
yeah,
claustrophobic. And then when you get to the sunny outside, it's there's definitely a having worked with a lot of LUTs and lookup tables and color grading and things like that. It's like there's a definite feel that you can get from that, and it goes along with the music thing where you'll have a verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus, outro, and the different parts of the song, like the song will get soft during a very tender part of the song, and then so with the visuals you do that too. It's like, I mean, this edit was, you know what, I'll bet whoever did this edit is a musician.
Yes, it did seem like that.
I can always tell. It's funny. I whenever I edit, I always edit to music, even if I don't end up using that music. You use music as your pace, as your beat, your heartbeat, and you can kind of tell when people get it. Like what comes on the downbeat, what comes on the upbeat, what comes on the the pause, the bridge. It's cool. It's fun to see that being done really well.
Exactly. And what's interesting too is that Indian marketing, movie marketing is all very connected to the filmmakers. They don't have like in America, we have this big gap between filmmakers and marketing where we have these big companies, me included, agencies who work on their stuff, who talk to marketing professionals inside the studio. Filmmakers never see it till like the final product. Seems like in India, from what I've seen, I've talked to another movie designer in India, and he said they're directly talking to the actors, the directors. So Karthik Subbaraj definitely had his hands on this. Like he's like, this is what I want. I bet he even said, let's do it to some cool song. Make sure you highlight the color grading, make sure we see the differences and the energy and the the sense of humor. So I'm sure he had a lot to do with it too. But this is a true filmmaker, like a visionary. Like he is fantastic. And so I am definitely looking forward to this because this is the first thing I've seen from him since Chigurtanda XX, which is just so. Suriya and him together, it's gonna be so good. I'm so excited.
Yeah. No, it looks like a big deal and also lots of fun. Also, it looks like it's got a little bit of everything. There's the singing and dancing, and there's also the violence and the action. There's also the romance. It's like one of those movies that has all the stuff delivers, and it also looks beautiful, and I think the music is going to be good. I like the music in this. It's not
great.
It had kind of a little bit of a disco beat, but there was like interesting sort of Herb Alpert kind of Tijuana brass tenor trumpet in there, which kind of suggests also the kind of Sergio Leone, Ennio Morricone vibe where it's like I don't know, that kind of tone symbolizes this sort of lone rebel, that pleading kind of like the sound in the wilderness kind of thing. I don't know if that makes any sense, but there's certain tones and sounds and instruments and instrumentation that impart a feeling and a vibe to something. Very well understood, very well used in this trailer.
That's right.
I could go on and on, but I'll stop right here.
At its heart, this is a love story, and I'm looking forward to seeing it play out. I love Pooja. I love her natural look, her kind of, just gorgeous hippie looking.
Yeah.
Just love it. So let us know in the comments if you have any Easter eggs that we missed, if you noticed anything we don't know about, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.